What if we figured out we were living in a simulation? How do you think people would react in knowing that their world, their feelings, thoughts, and emotions were all programmed by someone's zeros and ones? Code they forced into your brain. But who is they? Who or what has enough power to simulate a whole universe? Have you ever had deja vu? Maybe that was just a glitch in their system. That's what Elon Musk said 4 years ago. Think about how much innovation society has undergone in those 4 years. There is something else out there other than our species. Think about how much time they may have had to invent and learn in order to build computers powerful enough to handle million, trillion operations per second. That's insane. You would think this type of computer is impossible, but maybe it isn't. In 2017, a multidisciplinary group of researchers from the University of Washington proved that they could embed malicious computer code into physical strands of DNA. This study may have accidentally revealed that what we perceive to be a biological reality is in fact just computer code all along. Living in a simulated reality makes more sense than ghosts. Paranormal events are not just hauntings or weird encounters, but glitches in the simulation. Elevators are a frequent setting for these glitches. The jump between floors encourages a slip between dimensions. So the next time you get stuck on an elevator or it seems to slow down just that little bit, remember, you're glitching. Here are some glitches caught on camera. The repetition of the same colors, outfits, and hair is a little creepy. There's an exact copy of this cat in front of it. It's almost like it has its own copycat. 2 women wearing the exact same outfit at the same time? What? Now these boys are in exact unison. That is so creepy. This one's the creepiest to me because the license plates are almost exactly the same and the models of the cars are the same as well. Earth exists in what astrobiologists like to call the Goldilocks zone. We're close enough to a star that we have liquid water, but we're far enough away so our planet doesn't get as hot as, like, Chris Evans. That one was for you, Aura. It's amazing for our survival. Now, living in such an orbital sweet spot is circumstantial evidence that we're living in a simulation. If our programmers wanted us to succeed, it makes sense that they place us in such a nice and cushy environment. MIT cosmologist Max Tegmark has pointed to our universe's strict laws of physics, such as Newton's laws of motion, as evidence that we're living in a video game. He said, "If I were a character in a computer game, I would also discover eventually that the rules seemed completely rigid and mathematical." In this theory, the speed of light, the fastest rate at which any particle can travel, is the speed limit of transmitting information within the network of our simulation. So, in our world, we already have rules that we must follow that are presented to us through physics. The universe behaves mathematically and is broken up into pieces, subatomic particles, like a video game. Rich Terrell, a scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, said, "Even things that we think of as continuous, time, energy, space, volume, all have a finite limit to their size. If that's the case, then our universe is both computable and finite. Those properties could allow the universe to be simulated." We've spent billions and should have found evidence of extraterrestrial life by now. Right? Not so fast. Aliens are most likely more technologically advanced than we are. So this fact suggests that we live in a simulation that they've already figured out how to escape from. Or the computer that we're being simulated on doesn't have enough RAM to simulate 2 planetary civilizations at the same time. There are 3 assumptions we must make in order to believe in simulation theory. The first assumption is that you can simulate consciousness. Now, nobody knows what consciousness is, but for argument's sake, let's say you could generate consciousness by simulating a brain. So, we would need a computer that handles 1,000,000 trillion operations per second to be able to generate consciousness. That's more than the number of observable stars in the universe. That type of computer doesn't exist, at least not in our world. Or should I say, simulation. The second assumption we need to make is that technological progress won't stop anytime soon. As this pattern of innovating continues, there could be galaxy-spanning civilizations with unlimited computer power, beings on a technological level so advanced that they would be indistinguishable from gods. The Matryoshka brain is a theoretical megastructure made up of billions of parts orbiting a star, feeding on its radiation. A computer of this scale would have enough power to simulate many thousands, if not millions of humanities at the same time. So if this Matryoshka brain is real, then simulation could definitely be a possibility. And the last assumption we need to make is that advanced civilizations don't destroy themselves. Rich Terrell, a scientist from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratories, said, "Quite frankly, if we are not living in a simulation, it is an extraordinarily unlikely circumstance. Even extremely knowledgeable scientists who learn about the universe every day don't even believe in it." However, an NYU philosopher named David Chalmers doubts it's even possible to prove that we don't live in a simulation. He said, "You're not going to be able to prove that we don't live in a simulation because any evidence that we could get would be simulated." So basically, no one knows what the is going on. Thanks for watching. Go like and subscribe and follow the Instagram account PS Science.